Welcome back to another Pokemon Throwback Thursday, where every Thursday morning we take a deep dive into a new set. We are going in complete order, so the set we're checking out today is Black Star promos, but for the Sword and Shield era, to wrap that whole era up. And then, of course, we're going to be highlighting a certain Pokemon, and we're going to be checking out their best cards in Pokemon history. And for today's video, that is going to be Gyarados. And we are going to do a giveaway today. All you got to do is make sure you're subscribed, hit that notification bell, hit that like, and you got to answer the question of the day. What is your all-time favorite water Pokemon? That's what we're giving away today, a beautiful Fennekin promo. And the winner from last Thursday's giveaway is at Fofo544. So to shoot me an email or hit me up on Instagram, I'll get those cards sent out to you. And we are doing another giveaway tonight, Thursday, 7 p.m. Central on the Fanatics Collect app, completely free. I'll be live in the chat, and you actually find out who wins towards the end of the video. And we're giving away a Mimikyu promo, so definitely check that out. I'll have all the links in the description. And we do have to give a quick thanks to our video sponsor, and that is COLLECTR. This app is the best of the best when it comes to tracking your collection. No other app even compares. The website also works super good. I use it constantly. And then they're always trying to improve too by adding new cards, boxes, and features. So let us know down below if there's anything you want them to add or fix, and they'll get working on that ASAP. And then they also do more giveaways than anyone in this entire hobby. So definitely check them out. I'll have all the links in the description. Then, of course, you guys want to try out tag for your first time, click the link, use the code BEARD102. You get 10% off your first mission. And if you guys want to try out tag, click the link, use the code BEARD25. Get $25 off your first mission. You just got to use a new email for that every time. Links are in the description. And I'll be vending in St. Louis, Missouri at Trading Card Con with Coop and Beer Dad this weekend, July 31st through August 2nd. Use the code POKEBEAR to receive $5 off your tickets. But all right, let's get into it. Sword and Shield promos, the total set value for every single promo is $6,350. And there is some bangers in here. And, you know, they range from just basic holos, pre-release cards, gold cards, actual beautiful illustration rares, V and VMAX alternate arts. So we're just going to check out a few that I did not put in today's video. Let's see here. The Charizard V. This is from Champions Path ETB. I actually really like the pink on it. It is absolutely beautiful. And I did not add any of the V-Union cards because I've been talking about those a lot lately. But the Mewtwo and the Pikachu I think are still just so undervalued. The Dragapult Prime. Another crazy card if you really think about it. See, there's that Mewtwo. We got the Zamazenta Gold V card. That thing's pretty sick. Let's look at some of these cheaper ones. I really feel like, you know, this Dragonite V is one of the sickest V cards we've gotten. This Galarian Slowpoke is adorable also. $7 for that. $7 for the Dragonite. The Eevee, just a ultra rare basic, but it is nice. $6. The Light Toxtricity is pretty sick at $5. What else? Well, we got the Galarian Articuno and the Galarian Zapdos. I did not add those. Those are all $3 and $5 cards. Actually, a little difficult to grade, and they come in super good tins. Charmander, I think, is sick for $4. So there's a lot of really good promos. There's the Galarian Zapdos for $3. Yeah, I think promos are some of the best cards that you can even buy because they get so cheap. And then once the box gets super expensive, the promo just follows. It's just so easy. So I've made, honestly, so much money from buying promos. But all right, let's get into it. We have the Dark Sylveon V. This has a pop of 3,200 in a 10, 4,000 in a 9. Was at $100. Now $182. Honestly, not a bad price if you really think about it. It's a Dark Sylveon. You know, we were begging for dark cards in, you know, our Team Rocket set, but we didn't get it. And Sylveon's a very popular Pokemon. Just wish it wasn't a basic V. Even though it is a really good one with the grass and everything, it looks super nice. And then TCG Player, it's a $9 card. Next, we have the Lance's Charizard V. Kind of throwback to Gym Heroes and Gym Challenge. A little bit easier to grade, 6,500 in a 10, 6,700 in a 9. TCG Player has it at $9, and it was at $110. Now sitting right around $160. Not a bad price also. Next, we have the Lucario V-Star. This has a pop of 24,000 in a 10, 14,000 in a 9. This was at $80, and now it's just kind of been going up and down, right around 140 to 150 in a PSA 10. But yeah, another good one for $11, except that one is just a lot more common because so many people open up that ETB. Next, we have that Dragapult that I mentioned. Again, another super cool card. Pop of only 1,120 in a 10 and 994 in a 9. TCG Player has it at $13. Was at 90 in a PSA 10. Now sitting around $225. Like, if you're completing Prime, you got to get this card. Next, we have the Galarian Moltres V. Says a pop of 1,700 in a 10, 2,700 in a 9. was at $173.10, now sitting right around $330, and TCG Player has it at $14. Next, the Gold Star Greninja. It's just insane that we got a new Gold Star, and it's just of Greninja, one of the most popular Pokemon. This, very difficult to grade. 2,900 in a 10, 21,000 in a 9, 21,000 in a 8, 5,800 in a 7, and PSA 10 was at 950, got up to 2,240, now sitting right around $1,800, and TCG Player has it at $25. I have hundreds of those Greninjas. I should probably get some of them graded. Next, we have the Arceus V. I like this one a lot more than the one you can pull from Brilliant Stars, and it's very difficult to grade. A pop of 750 in a 10, 2,900 in a 9, was at $400 in a 10, got up to 1,100, and now sitting right around 730. TCG Player has it at $28. Next, the Charizard VMAX, a Godzilla card. Pop of 9,800 in a 10, 24,000 in a 9, and 8,900 in an 8. Was at $380 in a 10, now sitting around 750. And TCG Player has it at $45. Still so undervalued for raw. PSA 10 starting to get up there, even though I think this could be a $1,000, $1,500, or even a $2,000 card one day. Next, we have the Charizard V. This is the sleepy one with Venusaur. Has a pop of 7,600 in a 10, 23,000 in a 9, 9,200 in a 8. Was at $367. Now, last sold right around $622. TCG Player has it at $47. Another undervalued card. Next, the Charizard V-Star, the one with Mewtwo. This one has a pop of 9,200 in a 10, 30,000 in a 9, 14,000 in a 8, 2,600 in a 7. Was at $745 in a 10, got up to $1,700, now sitting right around $1,400. TCG Player has this one at 80. Next, we have the Vaporeon V. So I didn't add, Flareon and Jolteon. We're just going to check Vaporeon. It says a pop of 1,300 in a 10, 5,300 in a 9. TCG Player has it at $85, and PSA 10 was at $850. Got up to $2K, now sitting right around $1,550. And the VMAX, a little bit easier to grade, has a pop of 4,200 in a 10, 7,700 in a 9. TCG Player has it at $92. Was at $580. Looks like it got up to $980, now sitting right around $800. Next, one of my favorite Sword and Shield promos. This is number 20, and it has all 3 Generation 8 starters. I love when they do this. This has a pop of 2,900 in a 10, 4,200 in a 9. This was at $379. Now, selling for around $840. And probably some of the most unique cards on the list. We have these special delivery cards. So here's the Charizard with a pop of 4,500 in a 10, 18,000 in a 9, 6,800 in an 8. Was at $839. Kind of just going up and down, up to like 23, down to 19, and last sold is right around 2K. And here's a special delivery Pikachu. This is a pop of 1,400 in the 10, 8,200 in a 9, was at 2K in a 10, got up to 5,800, and now last sold is $3,700. TCG Player has it at 414. Next, a special delivery Bidoof. This is a pop of 1,000 in a 10 and 2,500 in a 9. This was at $2,000. Got up to $6,500. Now last sold is $3,500. TCG Player has it at $512. And the last 2 cards are probably some of the best cards. We have the Cramorant Japanese exclusive. Got up to $520 raw. Now sitting right around $460. PSA 10 got up to almost $1,100. And now sitting right around $750. I strongly suggest picking these cards up, especially if they drop more. I think these are some of the best Japanese exclusives we've gotten. Like, I like these so much more than like ponchos and stuff, because they're actually based off like super famous arts. So here's the Pikachu. The raw is not going down in price. Last sold is $2,600. And PSA 10 looks like it got up to $5,000. And now last sold is $3,800. And we got a BGS Black Label that sold for $18,000 for this card. But such cool cards. Even though Cramorant's not the most popular Pokemon, that thing is sick. But all right, hopping to Gyarados. We're going to check out some of these cheaper cards, enjoy some of these arts. He actually has a ton of really good cards. He just hasn't gotten a lot of love lately. But we have the Misty's Gyarados right here. This is a brand new card. You can get a very expensive version of this for the staff card. We got the Paldea Evolved. So you get a lot of, holo rares. We got the Gyarados Spirit Link. You guys know I love Spirit Links. Probably one of the best, most affordable collections to collect right now. You can get them all in reverse holos. Very popular Pokemon. The Pokemon Go Gyarados one is pretty sick. He looks really mean in that one. I like my Gyarados to look extremely mean. We got a Terra Gyarados EX, just a basic one. We got a Gyarados V, Gyarados GX basic. The Burning Shadows one is pretty sick. Dragon's Exalted is kind of a unique art. What else we got? Here's that Spirit Link. It's a $3.50 card for the reverse holo. I strongly suggest collecting these. They're so much fun. Got the GX. We got the Dark Gyarados Celebrations reprint. It's a $5 card. Here we got the Evolutions Gyarados reprint of the base set. Got the Gyarados V Max. These are all, $7, $8, $9 cards. Ignore that Poncho Pikachu. We got a Terra Gyarados EX full art sitting right around $10. That thing's not too bad. Here we got the Platinum Gyarados G. I love this card. It's just such a weird art. The team up one is sick too. The Fire. And we got the Gyarados from Dragon. Thing's pretty sick at $15. Check out some of these full arts. So here's the pre-release of that Misty's Gyarados sitting at $17. Like I said, you can get a staff version. That is around $100, I believe. We got a basic Gyarados GX, which is one of my favorite basic GX cards. I mean, just look at the background on that. Like, dang near an illustration rare if you really look at it. Thing is beautiful, sitting around raw $21. We got a couple basic EXs that are sitting around $23, and they're shinies too, so that's always a bonus. Anything else on here that we're not checking? Call of Legends Gyarados, that thing is pretty sweet. And Stormfront is also crazy. He has just so many really good arts. But all right, we're going to go from newest to oldest. So we have the Magikarp from Paldea Evolved. If you guys did not know, there's a Gyarados up top here. I would love a Gyarados illustration rare or special illustration rare to go with this card. It would just be so nice. Very difficult to grade this card. 3,900 in a 10, 12,000 in a 9, 6,600 in an 8. Raw, $405. PSA 10 was at $2,300. Got up to $4,875. And now last sold $4,300. Next, we have the Gyarados V full art from Evolving Skies with a pop of 522 in a 10 and 317 in a 9. PSA 10 was at $68. Now last sold right around $160. And we have the Gyarados V Max Rainbow from Evolving Skies with a pop of 2,600 in a 10, 734 in a 9. TCG player has it at $50. Was at $108 in a 10. Now leveling out right around $160. Next, we have the Rainbow Gyarados GX from Crimson Invasion. It says a pop of 639 in the 10, 785 in a 9. Was at $380. Got up to $985. And now last sold $637. Next, probably my favorite card on the list, to be honest. We have the Gyarados XY Breakpoint Secret Rare with Greninja. I mean, just a Greninja on there alone makes this card amazing. The gold border is top tier. Now, pop, $1,400 in a 10, $2,700 in a 9. Was at $1,700. And now, last sold is $3,600. And TCG player has it at $192. Next, another super, super awesome card. One of the OG illustration rares, in my opinion. We got the XY Ancient Origins Gyarados. This thing is sick with the Fisherman. Pop-up 145 in a 10, 878 in a 9. I think there's a reverse holo of this too. TCG player has it at $65. PSA 10 was at $1,500. Now last sold $2,850. Next, another super cool art that you got to get to go with this one. And that is the Gyarados pre-release XY Ancient Origins card. This is a pop of 2 in a 10 with not a very recent PSA 10 sale at all. And we got a pop of 89 in a 9 with a somewhat recent sale of $1,300. But this card is expensive. TCG player has it at $400. Next, we have the full art Gyarados from XY Breakpoint. The Gyarados set. Shiny full art. Thing is sick. Pop of 549 in a 10, 1,100 in a 9. And last sold in a 10 is $1,500. Was all the way down to $586 in January. And TCG player has it at $78. Next, we have the Mega Gyarados from Breakpoint. This is the non-textured one. This is a pop-up 152 in a 10, 430 in a 9. Last sold in a 10 is $1,000. TCG player has it at $48. Next, we have the full art Mega Gyarados. So this is a pop of 800 in a 10, 1,300 in a 9. Got up to about $1,300. Now last sold is right around $1,150. And TCG player has it at $110. Next, we have the Gyarados EX from Fire Red Leaf Green. This thing is sick. Pop of 154 in a 10, 386 in a 9. Now, Last sold on eBay is $14,900 for this card in a 10, and TCG Player has it at $237. Also, had an idea for my Throwback Thursdays once I'm, done with all these sets, and I've checked out, basically the most popular Pokemon. I think I'm going to go back and go through all the Pokemon again, but I'm going to do a tier list for every single Pokemon. So not so much about the pricing of those cards, but just us actually doing tier lists every single week of a really popular Pokemon and, really looking at the arts and stuff. I think that'd be kind of fun. But yeah, I love this EX, and it's the only EX Gyarados got, like that. Next, we have the Delta Species Gyarados from Holo and Phantoms. This is a reverse holo, which has that super nice stamp. Last sold in a 10 is $17,500. Has a pop of 31 in a 10, 148 in a 9. TCG Player has it at $350, but we got a PSA 5 here at $517, a 7 at $821. So if you even want this card remotely clean, it's going to be very expensive. We even got a couple of PSA 8s at $1,400 and $1,750. Next, we have the EX Team Rocket Returns. Beautiful Dark Gyarados Reverse Holo. This has a pop of 61 in a 10, 200 in a 9. Last sold in a 10 is $12,600. And we got a PSA 8 at $942. And looking for a PSA 7, $750. And then raw, it's ranging all over the place. Really depends on condition. Next, we have the Gyarados Rumble card. Definitely the most unique card on the list. And if you look in the background, there's a cool little Starmie in there. This has a pop of 23 in a 10, 106 in a 9. Last sold in a 10 is $9,000. And we got a PSA 8 at $589 and a 7 at $256 and a ton of raw right around $200. Love those Rumble cards. Super fun little collection to complete. Next, probably the biggest card on the list, we have the Gyarados Gold Star. This is from Holo and Phantoms. It says a pop of 37 in a 10, 188 in a 9. Last sold on eBay, it says, is $80,520, which is insane. And then we got a 9 at $17,000. And then we got an 8 at $10,000. We got another 8 here at $8,500. We got a 6 at $5,500. So a PSA 2 is $2,250. Like a PSA 1 is $2,700. A 4 is $3,000. So even if you want this card just to throw it in a binder, it's going to cost you thousands of dollars. Next, we have Skyridge, and Skyridge is just known for their just super unique art. This is an amazing card. It says a pop of 135 in a 10, 353 in a 9. Last sold in a 10 is $17,296. And we got a PSA 9 at $3,800, a 6 at $2,200. Next, the Shining Gyarados. This is the unlimited one. It says a pop of 117 in a 10, 1,000 in a 9. This is from Neo Revelation. You can also get the Shiny Magikarp too. So raw, we got $1,395, $650, $850, $1,200. It's just crazy. PSA 10 at $10,400 and a PSA 9 at $3,075. That's the unlimited one. Now here is the first edition. Last sold on eBay $71,500 with a pop of 116 in a 10, 626 in a 9. Last sold in a 9 is $8,100. And yeah, there's an $85,000 sale. It did sell for $58,000 before that, $55,000 before that, $50,000 before that. So just keeps going up in price. It is a super amazing special card. And we have the Misty's Gyarados First Edition. This is from Gym Challenge. This is a pop of 366 in a 10, 1,073 in a 9. And it was at $3K, got up to $6,900 and is now dropped a little bit, sitting right around $4,500. And we got a PSA 9 at $918, and we got a PSA 6 at $330. So a ton of raws right around $300 to $400. Next, we have the Dark Gyarados from Team Rocket. Has a very low pop, a couple hundred in a 10, a few thousand in a 9. And this card is still climbing, raw sitting right around $162, which honestly is very affordable in my opinion. PSA 10 got up to $4,800, dropped down to $3,500 and back up to $4,000. And like I said, there's going to be unlimiteds for anything that says first edition. Next, we have the Giovanni's Gyarados Holo. This is from Gym Challenge. I like this one so much more than the Misty's Gyarados for some reason. I don't know why. I just like how he's so far back. I don't know. Feels like he's swimming through the water. This is a pop of 200 in a 10, 805 in a 9. Last sold in a 10 is $5,300. Last sold in a 9 is $900. And TCG Player has it 117. We got a 6 at $235, so it's definitely going to be a few $100 to get her clean. Next, We have the OG Gyarados art, but this is the Legendary Collection Reverse Holo. Last sold on eBay is $66,000. This is a pop of 21 in a 10, 175 in a 9. Last sold in a 9 is $3,100. We got a PSA 6 here at $730, a 5 at $699. And we have the Unlimited base set. There is also a base set 2, and there is even some reprints from XY Evolution, so be careful. I've seen a lot of people think they have like the OG Gyarados, but it's not. It's reprint. But the Unlimited, still super low pops. I feel like people are sleeping on these. 533 in a 10, 4,400 in a 9. This got up to $2,800, dropped down to $1,900, back up to $25. Now last sold $1,950. And TCG Player, I mean, it says $50. Let's see here. We got a PSA 7 at 65, 75, 70. So yeah, if you want it clean, it's not that expensive. Next, we have the Shadowless Gyarados. This is a pop of 61 in a 10, 767 in a 9. Last sold on eBay, $7,000 in a 10. Last sold in a 9 is $620. TCG Player has it at 120. We got a 7 at 155 and 160. Because in my eyes too, like for vintage, you can just buy a PSA 7, crack it out of the case, throw it in a binder. Great binder card. Now here is the first edition base set. This is a pop of 89 in a 10, 500 in a 9. The last sold in a 9 is 5,320. Let's see what else we got. We got a PSA 7 at 1425, a PSA 4 at 700, PSA 5 at 800, and we got a PSA 10 sale here. Last sold is $11,234, and there's not a ton of information on it. I have a feeling if we have a new sale for this card, it's going to be way more than $11,000. All right, next we got some Japanese exclusives. We have the Versus cards. Here's the Claire's Gyarados. Love these super unique arts with a pop of 259 in the 10, 195 in a 9. This is at $251, now sitting right around $960. And TCG Player, around a $100 card. Yeah, raw 91, 76, PSA 8 at 150. Very, very affordable. And we have one more. The Lance's Gyarados. This is a pop of 359 in a 10, 307 in a 9. This was at $764. Got up to $2,200 in a 10, but now last sold is $1,791. Oh, we got another newer one at $1,600 and $1,575, so it's still dropping. And TCG Player has this one at $250. And last on the list, we have the Pretend Gyarados Pikachu. Just Pikachu wearing that poncho. This is a pop of 2,300 in a 10, 500 in a 9. And a PSA 10 got up to $16,000, dropped down to $8,500, and went back up to $12,000. We got another one at $11,400. We got a PSA 9 at $6,500. What else we got here? PSA 4 at $3,500. PSA 5 at $34 also. We got an 8 at $55, a 7 at $4,300. So she is spendy. Don't matter the condition. But all right, that was this week's Pokemon Throwback Thursday. If you guys like this content, want to stay ahead of the market, please make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a like and comment. If you guys want to support more, check out my Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Fanatics. I'll see you guys tonight, 7 p.m. Central. Set your alarms. But all right, I want you guys to have a great day, and you guys got to watch my newest vending video where someone gave me a 151 Charizard to give away to a little kid. You can click the video above. Otherwise, if you guys want to watch any of my other vending videos, I have an entire playlist above also. All right, see you next time.